Wait, hold on. Don't skip forward because we got an important announcement. First, for my West Coast anals, that's Asian Not Asian listeners, please check out Fumi's show. It's called Foreigner. It's happening May 2nd at 7:30 p.m. at the Virgil in Hollywood. There's a stacked lineup, including my favorite Shang Wang and Liza Traeger. Check out the link in the episode description or go to fumiabe.com for tickets. And if you're in New York, it's the return of the Real Asian Ships, the only Asian American dating show pretty much that has ever existed. We've got new bachelors and bachelorettes, and this time the audience gets a say in the match. That's happening June 1st at Caveat in the Lower East Side at 7 p.m. Tickets in the episode description or visit caveat.nyc. Okay, that's it. We love you. On with the show. I'm in a California virgin.
Yeah.
Which means just threesomes. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting double rammed, then it's not anything.
Yes.
Sick. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Asian... What?
The style changes
every single time
week, and this was a little bit more like old school. Yeah, DJ.
Hey, how's it going,
DJ,
kids and kidettes?
FM DJ, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is Sunny Sun, and look out for communists.
Ooh.
That's us. No, this is the Asian Not Asian podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Nguyen.
I'm Jenny Arimoto.
And it's a beautiful climate change Saturday.
Oh,
that's what
absolutely.
I call it. Beautiful climate change Saturday.
Summer.
Just want to listen. I just want to, if anyone is listening to this in, say, the year, I don't know, 2075, and everybody's a mutant, on behalf of millennials, our bad.
Yeah.
We tried, but no, it's a beautiful day. We're recording in this piece of shit studio called Pirate. I don't give a shit.
Oh my God.
I fucking hate this place so much. But we're here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Very quickly, thank you very much for everyone who came to Hack City yesterday. Also, please leave a review as always. Okay, go on to the Spotify app. You can follow us. You can leave a review on the iPhone Apple Podcast app, and you can subscribe and like and do all that jibber jabber if you're watching us on YouTube. And that's it. First, fit checks. We got to do fit checks because it's climate change Saturday, and I don't think my fit's particularly good. I feel. Have you worn?
These are new.
You're wearing the cargo
jean.
Yeah. Are they Bugle Boy or what's going on?
What's here? Bugle Boy?
You don't know what? Oh God, I'm old. It's like it's like a Levi's kind of thing. You can get at Mervyn's. You know what Mervyn's is?
Yeah, I remember Mervyn's. Yeah.
Mervyn's. Where'd you get these from?
These are frame denim.
Okay.
And they have, my hands are in my cargo pockets right now.
Yeah.
Mike is just watching me.
You have folks, it's a double cargo pocket.
I have four pockets.
You have.
I could carry a lot of things all the time. You buy body glitter. A CD player.
The sport one?
I'm like sport. Like I'm like very 90s.
Sport? Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
One.
I'm ready to go. My Pokemon cards could fit in the other one. Polly Pocket.
What your
all my Polly Pockets could fit.
Your slammers?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
From Pogs. You know Pogs?
No, I remember Pogs.
Okay, that's very old.
But I didn't have Pogs.
The last time I saw pants like that, people were keeping Pogs in their pockets. That's the last time.
That's why they're probably built for the Pogs.
Yeah, the market was like, you know what? Where are the kids going to keep all their Pogs?
Yeah, I literally cannot move all these Pogs at once, and they're like, let's build in the pockets down the leg.
Where are we going to keep all of our Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Yeah,
and they had
my Beyblades. Yeah.
I like them.
Thank you.
How did you get them?
I'm kind of in process. Whenever the seasons change, I decide I'm going to become a new person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as it gets warmer, I'm like, all right, who am I now? Okay. And so that's usually when I spend a lot of money. And because I've become a new person.
Yes.
And so the jeans were part of that.
Okay, so
the skirt I wore yesterday was part of that.
Yes.
I'm just like developing into a different human being.
Okay. Usually what I try to do is I try to pull like, okay, I'm going to be, it's like for a while, my summer look was jogger in dystopian future.
Okay.
That was me. It was like I would wear black Nike jogging shorts.
Yeah.
The actual jogging shorts, not like, not just the aesthetic, the actual jogging shorts I used to wear a lot of Alexander Wang silk t-shirts. They were like black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And very slubby looking.
Yeah.
And I looked like I was running, like I would look like I had, and I would wear like Rick Owens jogger, like sneakers.
Yeah.
And it would look like I had just come running from the future.
I see.
You know?
And then you moved more into professor.
Yes. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going back to grad school.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Got it.
But what about you? What is the aesthetic inspiration?
I want to look like I'm in Muna, the band.
Okay.
Talking about
Our guests are nodding. I have no idea what you're talking about. That was your Pogs reference to me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're
I want to look like I'm in like a cool band in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I always am kind of leaning that way, but
Yeah.
I'm just full leaning in this summer.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just going to like let go of, because I had a preppy past, and I think I'm just slowly letting go of my preppy past. I put away one of my like cable knit sweaters into my donation pile. I'm like,
give it to me.
We're about the same size.
You're the size of my son.
Yeah, that's true. Your son could wear my clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wear 0 to 6 month old clothing.
My son's summer look, we decided this summer, between me and my wife, is going to be Bad Bunny. So he's gonna go.
What?
Like matching, shirt, shorts.
Yeah.
With like flames on them.
Yeah.
Maybe like small colored sunglasses. We have to find tiny ones for baby.
Yes.
But bucket hats, like crazy.
Yeah,
bucket hats, bro.
Yeah. He must already have a bucket hat.
Oh yeah, so
yeah. Oh my God! Just looking at him, I can tell he has a bucket hat. Yeah.
He came out of the womb with the bucket hat.
Yeah.
That's why the birthing process was so easy.
Yeah, he's probably moving on to whatever the next thing is after a bucket hat.
Yeah. It's actually. Oh my God!
A bonnet.
You know what
it's gonna be a bonnet. Like House on the Prairie.
Right.
bonnet.
Right. Yeah.
But gender neutral.
But gender neutral.
Yeah.
The other day I saw someone, and this person looked like they were from Long Island, so I don't think they were like cutting edge. I think they were accidentally cutting edge by being so old.
It circled around.
Yes, exactly. So he had one of those. He had a visor, but it was backwards and upside down. and it was like seeing a mystical unicorn.
Wow. No, but it's gonna happen. People are gonna be wearing it. Like if I go to McGorlick Park in Greenpoint, like that's what people are wearing with like cowboy boots or whatever. Yeah.
The visor, the Nike visor, upside down
with cowboy boots.
Yes, with cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the vibe.
I can't wait to see Neo.
Yeah, we gotta get him a tiny visor.
Out.
It's gonna be so good. Speaking of upside down visors, our guest today.
Incredible.
We're just gonna get right into it. Our guest today.
Incredible transition.
Musicians, comedians, podcasters. One I know is a musician and comedian. The other is musician, producer, cool guy, host and producer, respectively, of the Golden Hour podcast. And really excited to have them on to talk about Upside Down Visors. Help me welcome Charlene Kaye and Dave Yim, y'all.
Woo!
What's up?
Welcome.
Clapping for myself and Dave.
Self-applause.
I will say Mike did describe you. The word he used was, they're cool.
They're cool.
Just two cool people. I was like,
Dude,
okay.
Likewise.
We are not
A lot of coolness in the room. No, there's a lot of coolness.
I don't think so.
Our cool. What do you think our cool quota is collectively?
Our cool quota?
Yeah.
Like our power rating?
If we had to numerically quantify
Our power rating?
Our cool power rating? Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I'm gonna say out of, let's say, if the SAT 2s had a coolness,
out of 800,
one, we would probably be getting, I don't know if we're breaking 700.
I think I was gonna say like 620.
Yeah, like respectable.
Yeah.
We could get into a respectable institution.
Yeah, maybe we go to UC Riverside.
Maybe not an Ivy, but
like a USC.
the most Asian university.
We'd be at Riverside for sure.
I think Mike's blazer counts for at least 70% of the coolness.
Yes.
You guys are mocking me. No, it is cool. You know why? It's because when you guys came into the studio and met us here, the first thing Dave you said was, I used to have a recording space just down the street.
That's
and
such a cool
my
thing to
panties
say.
dropped right off. Okay?
It was a rehearsal space, and it was borderline rat infested. But this was 15 years ago, so I guess I get a little like old school Brooklyn cool.
Yeah.
Like 2008,
Hell
2009. This block was. I guess it is still a little industrial, but
It is, but So there's this
but
place.
it's nice now.
It's nice because next door is gosh, how would you describe? It's like a fancy private basketball camp is next door.
I noticed
Did you
this.
see that?
There are lots of white people picking up their kids.
Wow.
yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I saw some sweaty white boys
Right.
come in as we were coming in. Yeah,
Right, exactly. So that's the kind of place.
There's also Dyke's Lumberyard, which has been here forever.
Yeah,
Well,
that
that
balances
place
it
is
out
a place.
nicely.
That's fun.
That place is nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us.
We were talking earlier. I don't even know where to start. Really, we can. I want to quickly kind of get a feel for you guys. We usually do that. Should we do that minute?
Yeah.
We can do that. We
It's
haven't
been
done that in a while. We do this thing where you have a minute to introduce yourselves. You have to use the whole minute.
You can't go under.
You both have to talk at the same time. No, don't.
One left, one right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We'll cut it
Little
up
audio engineer.
and
Yeah.
mono it.
Yeah.
On the left and right. No, however you want to do it, but you got a minute. You can take turns. I don't care. Just kind of
We
give
both
us.
have a minute. We collectively.
Collectively, you have a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do
So we
that.
got like 30 seconds.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ready and go.
I'm
go
Charlene Kaye. I make music under the name Kaye. I host a podcast called Golden Hour, which my good friend Dave Yim here produces. I'm a singer-songwriter. I am an actor, and I am a new, I guess, comedian. I recently wrote a show called Tiger Daughter about my mom and my music. I have a hairless Sphinx cat named Albus Dumbledore.
And I have a rat terrier chihuahua mix named Dobby. My name's Dave Yim. I just wanted to segue that. I am,
great stuff.
I guess, a filmmaker, podcast producer, documentary maker. I met Charlene 15 years ago. We used to play on the same stages together. But now my main focus is like documentary and film. I used to work at Bloomberg News and CNN. And now, I produce the Golden Hour podcast as well as many other pieces of media. How we doing?
You got 5 seconds left.
We're really cool. We're really cool. We're really cool.
We're cool.
It always falls apart at the very end.
I know,
It always falls apart. That was really good. I love that, and I wasn't fully aware of all like the other stuff you guys have also kind of spread into, like your documentary stuff. And everything and stuff like
we're
that.
trying to do it all. Yeah.
I love too that because you guys have been here for a minute, and it's always fun to kind of bring what we were talking about before we started recording, like 2005 Asians energy, New York City.
I'm raising the roof.
Yeah, raising the roof.
Right now, because
You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying?
2005.
You remember when Williamsburg was a fucking shithole?
It was bad but fun.
All the
So fun.
all the DIY venues.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. Before the Apple Store.
Before that, the Apple Store. Would
Yeah,
you
yeah.
say what was the full death knell? Was it the Whole Foods? Was it the Equinox? Or was it the Apple?
Honestly, I was out of the scene before any of that came
Really?
in.
Okay.
So like by the time that was in, it was just like we were already putting flowers on the grave.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was already in. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, I think Death by Audio closing was big.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zebulon,
The Zebulon,
and
yeah.
like the living room and cake shop, like all those.
Cake shop.
All of those venues on the Lower East Side
Lower,
are
yeah.
gone, and
Lower
like
East Side's crazy now.
it's not even. Yeah, it makes me sad because like now, I mean, Bushwick seems to be the new Williamsburg. Where that's where you go for shows now. But yeah, it used to be a totally different scene in my day.
Yeah. I think the death knell was me moving to Williamsburg.
Yeah.
As soon as I got there, I was like, "Yo, where's the Apple Store? Fuck this shit. I'm not fixing my phone at Mikey's hookup or whatever the fuck it is." So yeah, no, it's awesome to have you here. We can just jump right into what kind of Asian we were. I do want to come back and talk about especially comedy and you guys getting into that. So I don't know, who wants to go first? Jenny, you want to go first?
You should go first.
Okay.
What kind of Asian were you this week?
Mine's really boring.
Yeah.
I was a tax Asian. You guys pay your taxes?
Oh yeah.
Mine's brutal this year. I'm a freelancer, so like
shit.
I did not do a good job. Quarterly taxes, freelancers shout out, quarterly taxes.
My God, I did so bad.
So it came in hard.
Yeah.
I was when I was freelancing a lot, I always thought that the FBI are gonna come for me. Like, there's no, I fucked up.
There's always that fear.
I'm always
There's always
like,
that fear.
I owe, even if I only owed like $800 or something, I was like, I'm paying it
through the wrong form,
Right.
or whatever, and they're like, this guy's
They're going to storm the house in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Not a
Rummage
terrorist.
through your
He's like, this guy used form 1040 EZ when he wasn't supposed to. Taliban.
Jam.
And just got, take him down.
This Vietnamese man must be from of the
This
Taliban.
guy, only the Taliban uses 1040 EZ incorrectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pay taxes. It was, I have someone do it for me because I'm just too nervous.
Yeah.
You got it.
I get it.
So I have that. And I had to go and I had to do the whole thing where because I freelanced at all these different places, so I owe different states different amounts of money.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't even know why we do this.
Well, you know the thing
it's our
about
country.
the big tax industry?
You mean
Like,
the government?
TurboTax
Oh.
and H&R Block, all
Yeah.
these companies specifically lobby the federal government to keep the
it
tax code
confusing.
very expensive or confusing.
Confusing.
And so they
It's so
are able to like, oh, we're going to make your life easier when really we're in
They
the
made
back.
it harder to make it easier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like other countries have like government provides free tax
Yes.
like services.
It's not like this anymore.
Yeah, it's all
No.
privatized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now we're
Big
getting
tax.
into the conspiracy
Yeah.
theories, y'all. Now it's a podcast. And then you know who's behind TurboTax? Elon Musk, y'all.
He would.
Oh, that actually does make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be a free way to do it online? Yeah, there
Yeah.
There's always that joke where the government already knows you, like the government knows how much money you owe them, and it's just like they want to know that you know.
Yeah.
Which is such
Yeah.
a mob power move.
I know, it's so stupid.
And I was like, no, you tell me how much you owe.
Yeah.
Hey, I know how much you owe, but I want you to tell
Yeah.
me how much you owe me.
yeah.
The government is Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you
and
guess.
if you get it
and
wrong,
then they're like, no. And
No,
it's-
wrong. FBI.
Yeah.
So that was me. I had to do that. But at the same time, it was, like I'm an adult. I did it. I had to do my thing. And it was fine.
and you're done now.
I think. I haven't checked my bank account.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I love being
You might
alive.
have no money. We don't know.
Yeah, we were all taxations this week.
We were
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the other co-host who before he was such a tax guy. He was like, it would be like January 3rd, and he'd be like, "All right, done."
What?
He was
I've never heard of
so
anyone doing that.
He still listens to the podcast, and
He does?
yeah, he does.
Oh.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hi, Fumi.
Yeah, he still listens. Not all the time, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But
Don't make sure he doesn't listen to this.
this is one of those things. He's like wildly proud of it. This
Yeah.
is like he's got on his stomach tax life. you
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
He like loves doing his taxes super early. He gets a chub from doing
Wow.
his
Nerd?
yeah, exactly.
There is a thrill to like getting all your expenses.
I feel very responsible and adult when I have all my expenses
Yes, yeah.
under control.
Yeah.
yeah.
I try to, as a freelancer, you can write off certain
Yeah,
things
yeah.
and all that. So like, you got to do that throughout the year because if you save it to the end, it's absolute madness.
Oh, you're just guessing.
So,
you're just like,
yeah.
I don't know what's going on. You're pulling out receipts from
Yeah, exactly. From the lumber yard.
Yeah.
from Tax Lumber.
Yeah, exactly.
I can write this off. That was me. Who else go next?
I can go.
Jenny.
Because I was also not particularly interesting.
Okay, what kind of agent?
Well, I've been really busy. I'm a busy V Asian.
yeah.
Buzz, buzz.
Buzz, buzz. That's what I say. Because I got back I was in California for 2 weeks. And I got back late last Friday, and I feel like I've lived a million lives since then. I've just been like out and about. I did 3 comedy shows this week.
Oh, yes.
I said no to one because I was like, if I
improv shows.
I did 2 improv shows in Hex City,
Oh, that's
like
right.
in a row, like Wednesday through Friday.
I didn't even know there was
Wow.
that much improv right now.
There is apparently,
Wow.
and I'm not even like actively looking for
That's
it.
crazy.
It's just happening.
Yeah.
And I've just been like seeing people. I got my hair permed.
Yeah.
yes.
That's great.
I like once again. I'm just trying to become someone else.
Yeah.
And then I talked about this at Hack City, and I felt that it absolutely bombed. But Mike just told me it didn't,
No.
so I'm going to tell the story again.
Go ahead.
But last week's guest, Phil Wang,
Yes.
was in town for a little bit after we recorded.
That's right.
And my fatal flaw is I try to become actual friends with everyone on our podcast.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I'm
Charlene
like,
does the
same.
same thing.
Yeah.
We try to do the same thing with our guests.
yeah, I'm like, we're going to be real friends now.
Yeah.
And so we went to go get lunch, and he was a little late, and so I was convinced to get a Vietnamese iced coffee there. I was the only person in the restaurant. So the restaurant person was like, you should get a drink. Like, everyone loves Vietnamese iced coffee. You can always have Vietnamese iced coffee. And I was like, you're so right. And so I had an iced coffee at 12:30 p.m. And Phil got one too, and he only drank like half of it. And he's like, well, this is strong. And I was like, like, okay, like caffeine doesn't impact me.
He's British.
Yeah, I was like, you're really whatever. And he didn't like finish it, and I like chugged mine at the end.
Oh no.
And like 30 minutes later, I was like, I lost myself. Like, I don't know what I talked to him about.
You
like,
lost your shit, literally.
I would kind of stop talking and then like start looking around like paranoidly. Like I like walked into some thrift stores and I was like staring, and then he would like show up and I was like, huh! Like I was like in my own world. And at a certain point I was like, I have to go. And I like left.
You left because of Vietnamese iced coffee?
I just felt like crazy. Like
You were
I
like
just
on
felt
cocaine,
crazy.
basically.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I've never done cocaine. True story.
You don't need to.
But I think I know what it's like.
You have done it.
And then I was like, my heart was beating. Music wasn't loud enough. Like in my AirPods, I was like,
sounds like
I just louder.
I need this louder. I need it to be in my head.
So I listened to like K-pop where like they're yelling at me, and I was like, this is right.
Yeah,
This is good.
I also
And then
love
I
how you
like
just turned paranoidly into an adverb.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
just like I didn't sleep until 4:30 that morning.
That's crazy. What were you doing?
I just lied there like, I wish I could go to bed. Like, I just wish I could sleep.
Yeah.
And I did that and I kept checking my phone. And then I was like, okay, 2. And then it was like 2:20.
Yep.
And then before I knew it, I was like, 4? I haven't been up till 4 in so long.
And it wasn't like you were partying.
No,
you were just at home.
I was just at home and I drank 1 coffee. Like, that was it. It was crazy. And like the next day I was out of it. I had like calls and I was like, I said something. I talked for so long.
That's so funny.
And then at the end of it, I said, I'm sorry. I don't know what I just said for the last couple minutes, but I didn't sleep because of a Vietnamese iced coffee. That doesn't really translate to a bunch of random people who don't know me. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
I had a crazy week.
As a Vietnamese person, I will admit to you, Vietnamese iced coffee is a trap. Okay, we do it as revenge. We're like, you want to come out and colonize our country?
Yeah.
Take this.
I was watching the Navalny doc, the one that won the Oscar. And you know that like they're talking about like how Russia has like they have like a secret poison or whatever that's like their favorite tool to use.
Yes.
Vietnam's tool, their version of the poison is their Vietnamese iced coffee.
How many shots of espresso are in a Vietnamese iced coffee?
I don't think it's to make it. It's just that you use it's like a drip coffee, right? But I think that extraction method is like it gets the most caffeine out of it per gram or whatever the fuck it is.
It's so crazy.
Plus,
the sugar.
Yes. Plus, it's condensed milk. And that's the thing.
Sugar.
That will, because it's
that combo.
It's literally a
1-2
weapon
punch.
of mass
It's the
destruction.
Mekong Delta Frappuccino. Okay, it is super duper strong, and I want to know where it is. I pride myself. I'm the guy who's like, show me this iced coffee.
Oh, I went to Hua Loa.
Okay.
It's in Williamsburg.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like gentrified Williamsburg. Am I right?
Am I right?
Trying to
I remember when it was all DIY venues.
jump on that car.
I remember when it was a
2018.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
You're in the club now.
But
Remember when it was a guy named Chipotle?
but yeah, it's a very good restaurant. And it was a very good coffee.
Okay.
It's just like, I'll never do it again.
Now I want to do
never
it. Now I want to do it.
Maybe we can split one.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want to
split one.
experience this elevation.
I do too.
know why you would want that.
I want to touch God.
I want ego death.
You want to forget like everything about
exactly.
yourself.
Yeah.
Just
You want to
latticing.
start over.
That's very on brand for you right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It felt very much like I did ayahuasca.
Yeah, transcendence. Yeah.
I'm a different
You're the next Jenny.
You're
Yeah.
just vomiting and screaming at your ancestors. Actually,
You see your spirit animal. It's just I don't know, me.
Yeah, it's like,
Like, hey, what's going on? We're recording a podcast right now.
and I'm like,
oh my God.
Yeah,
Dave was-
actually,
No, go ahead.
the trip hasn't ended, and you're still on the Vietnamese iced coffee. You're actually in bed right now.
yeah, I know.
This is continuing.
This is the
on.
worst trip of my life.
Yeah, you're working. That's
I'm
crazy.
working, yeah.
You guys have Vietnamese iced coffee.
Yeah, I went to Vietnam for the first time in February.
Oh, you did?
Had a lot of Vietnamese coffee.
Where did you go?
We did the whole bit. We did Hanoi, we did the central region, Da Nang, and then we did Saigon.
Oh, nice.
At the end. Yeah.
Saigon's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's a crazy city.
It's a crazy city.
Yeah, Hanoi, the motorbikes to me was the most big culture shock. It's just
That
like,
was insane.
just like,
That's
oh my
insane.
God.
Yeah.
Just like everyone gets around on motorbikes. Across the street is just
Yeah.
hands up. Just
There's
like,
all the
please don't kill me.
TikToks. Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing. I have a video of me like walking across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I always hear people are like, oh yeah, it's such an efficient. No, I saw tons of car accidents like constantly. all
Oh
the
yeah.
time.
Yeah. We saw two bikes like smash in.
My sisters got hit all the time.
I'm like, you have a family of 5 on a motorbike.
yeah.
I'm like, how could this not be dangerous?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're carrying like a dresser,
Yeah, exactly. I saw a dude like actually towing a tree. Like a full-size tree on his bike.
It's like going to Vietnam and seeing the motorbikes. It's like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
all this shit.
It's worth the ticket price just for the show.
Yeah. Beautiful country.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Super nice.
Yeah. I actually learned it is the number 2 largest producer of coffee next to Brazil.
I can see that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, which is amazing considering the size of
I
Vietnam.
know it's small.
Yeah.
I asked this at the show when you were talking about it, but did you have the coffee where like the little mongoose eats it and poops it out and then you have it?
I did hear about that and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Is it good?
What is the name of it again?
I can't remember.
Yeah, a mongoose
Have you had
poop
it?
coffee. Is the thing.
Yeah, I did have it. I don't recall it being particularly different from anything else.
Oh, you're just like, it's coffee.
It's
I just know
coffee.
it went through a butthole.
Yeah.
It went through a butthole,
Yeah.
which, I mean, I'm into that.
I did have a nice egg cream coffee, which is they take the egg whites and then they foam it.
Great.
And then that's basically like the milk of like a cappuccino kind of
Yes.
thing. Very sweet. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. How about you,
big
Sharon?
coffee culture.
When's the last time you had a Vietnamese iced coffee?
Let's see. That's a good question. I probably was with my friend Kim, who's like a big foodie. I was going to say when we were talking about the ayahuasca, Dave was present for my one and only like out of body experience.
You did it?
Yeah.
You did that?
I took shrooms. It took way too many
okay.
shrooms.
Hold on here. Have you done shrooms?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We just want to get on the same page here. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
And it was my 34th birthday, and we were in the woods in Connecticut. And
It was a wooded suburb.
Yeah. And our friend Kim, who was supposed to be our Sherpa, just kept going, have a little more.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was not a good guide. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's the only one who had done it before.
Oh, I see.
And she was kind of
Did she do
wandering
it also?
around.
Wait, this was your first time
Yes.
doing
My
it?
first time. I'm a sober bitch. I don't
is
do
very sober.
anything.
Oh, okay.
And we planned this trip intentionally so we could do
go
shrooms
shrooms.
together.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
you had
so-
done shrooms before? Before this?
no.
You had never done it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like 3 hours and we're like painting, making these like really like impressionist pictures.
Totally, yeah.
And it's like 3 hours and I'm like, I'm not feeling anything. And I think there was a part of me
gonna
that
hit.
was like,
Yeah.
if I'm here, I want to have this experience. And Kim
Yeah.
was just like, have a little more, have a little more. And so pretty soon,
Hold on. Did you eat it? Did you drink a tea? What was it?
I took it raw dog.
Yeah.
I had
We just
the-
ate a stem, ate a cap.
ate a cap, like didn't measure it out, just sort of like
I see.
real primal. And then pretty soon the leaves of the trees started vibrating. And I was like, you guys done.
Yes.
Pretty soon, and it was beautiful. Like all the colors started to like
Yeah.
like overlap and like I was seeing layers in this interesting
Yeah,
way.
there you
And
go.
I was like seeing I was hallucinating my ancestors as a dragon.
Oh, shit.
And that part of it was cool. And then I just descended into madness.
Oh, yeah? What was it like? Oh, I want to hear.
Oh, it was so terrifying. And actually, like, the first half of the trip was great. The second half of the trip, Dave and his wife Deb, who I'm also close friends with, and Kim have a picture of me where I'm staring off into the sunset and I have a whole blanket over my entire body.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
Sunglasses on, just like hunched over, like a little bit like No Face from Spirited Away. Just like
Just shaking.
I was like, I was
And we're
thinking,
like, is she okay?
What
thinking about
were we
life.
going through?
I had like, okay, we're gonna get deep now.
Okay,
I think I had a full existential crisis
Oh,
because
shit. Yeah.
that was the year. And I think that what I've read is that when you do shrooms and it brings up stuff, it just amplifies things that you're already going
This
through.
was also
100%.
September 2020. So we were still in everything.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
trauma of like March 2020 was
Yeah.
still very fresh.
Yeah. And I was in a period of my life where I was like thinking a lot about my age as a woman and a female entertainer.
This is not a good idea to do on shrooms. Yeah.
And like thinking about what my career has been like as a pop musician and like going forward as an actor and stuff, and just like being like, life is too short to do everything I want to do. And like I also had horrible acne at that year, and I think it was my hormones like changing, my body was changing. Like there was just a lot of stuff that I was processing about my identity, and I was standing there like looking at the sunset, just like feeling like you know that Broad City episode where they like go on shrooms and like it just turns into a cartoon and they're like rowing through a magical river.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think it'd feel really good to be in warm water right now. So I decided to go into the bath. And that was too much because I was in the bath and I was seeing the ripples of the water expand. And then when I closed my eyes, I would see like the impression of the ripples. And so like closing my eyes was overwhelming.
That's even worse,
Opening my eyes was overwhelming. And there was a moment where I was just like gone and I was yelling, I'm not afraid of you.
Okay.
And sweet Deb, the toilet seat lid was down. That's an important part of the story that I forget, because sometimes I go, Deb was on the toilet and she was comforting me. She was sitting on the toilet seat and she was just going, time is passing. Time is passing. And in this very zen
That is actually a good thing to say.
And she was really so comforting to me. And then they were just feeding me bread and fruit so that I would metabolize
you were eating
the psilocybin.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after 7 hours, I came to my senses again, and then we watched Jurassic Park for the first time.
To be clear, it was not my first time. I had watched it twice already that day.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
You watched it on shrooms?
I was coming down.
Oh, okay.
And then she was having a whole thing in the bathtub. And I was like, I'm let the women... She was, you know.
Yeah, that's...
I was like,
I was naked.
Deb's handling
I was naked in the bathtub,
so I just needed to like entertain myself.
Screaming.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing, Charlene.
What a trip.
Actually, that was just Vietnamese iced coffee.
Yeah.
You didn't have any shrooms.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
just condensed milk.
That's where I get you.
Condensed milk is
Just
crazy,
a teaspoon
bro.
of condensed milk.
Tiny
that's all you
enough
need.
to
Makes you go
push me over the
screaming
edge.
and see God.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't know if you guys have ever had something happen where you discover a new part of yourself that you didn't realize. I know that sounds weird. I don't know if you can relate, but you know, I'm getting, you know, hey, I'm a young guy, but I'm 40 something, and I thought I knew everything about myself. But recently, I found out that you know, through talking on with different people on this very podcast, that I put a lot of pressure on myself. I kind of almost like the pressure of being overwhelmed, and to realize that really was something. It like changed how I thought about myself. And it's hard to learn about things like that, but therapy can help. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react a certain way we do until we talk about it. I think therapy is a good way to kind of make explicit all of those, you know, different automatic actions that are happening in our brains. So if you've thought about therapy, I think it could be really good. I've done therapy before. I use what I've learned in therapy all the time, just to understand a little bit more about myself, learn a little bit more about why I do certain things. It's tough, and it can be hard, but I think therapy is really worth it. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you got to do is just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. You get matched pretty quickly. Then you can switch therapists if things aren't working out. You can always switch at any time for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Asian today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Asian. Listen, I may have beautiful, ageless Asian skin, But when you get to be my age, you do worry about some things. You worry about things like thinning hair. And if you're worried about thinning hair, I want to tell you there's help. There's Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage for men and for women. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements use physician-formulated, natural, medical-grade ingredients. Their drug-free, patented technology provides consistent, reliable results. Take the first step to visibly thicker, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code ASIAN. Find out why over 3,500 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN.
Yeah, I had a similar thing when I did it, because I won't go through the whole story, but essentially I also got naked and got into an inflatable bed and got really warm.
Yeah, shrooms just makes you want to get naked.
It was just
I have not had this experience on shrooms.
It was just like I just wanted to get really cozy, and I want to explore someday the difference between white people going on shrooms versus Asian people going on shrooms. Because my friends who were like kind of sherping me, they were like, okay, we're gonna listen to, like, you know, what do they always listen to? Well, I don't know.
Tame Impala.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is that thing?
I got no. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Whatever, like classic rock.
Pink Floyd.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Stuff like that. I fucking hate that kind of music. And I was listening to it, and I was like, I am in a horrible place. I don't like this guy. And the way I got out of one of my trips was I watched a really, really long Mary J. Blige music video, and I was like,
Yes.
yes. She had on like white high thigh boots, and that was just like, white thigh boots.
Yes.
Wow.
It was just like that was my safe space.
Wow.
Thank you, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless up.
She saved your life.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige saved my life.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how
Don't
about
need no hateration.
yes, dude? You hear that? You're coming back. You're coming back.
In
You're
this
tethered to
tancery.
reality again.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's get it. Like, you can feel the sobriety.
Yeah, exactly. Do some body rolls, and
You're back.
You're
grounded.
back.
You're
You're back.
Body rolls and thigh high boots.
And thigh high boots. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could. Yeah, how about Dave? Dave, what kind of Asian were you this week?
Me, I was, I feel like a bit of a hustling Asian. Hustling.
Yeah.
I know that word is, I feel like, often overused. But, you know, again, I'm a freelancer. I'm doing all kinds of media projects, so I won't bore you with every little thing. But yeah, I'm video editing and shooting some stuff, podcast stuff, all of that. And you know, it feels like that maybe it's the seasonal moment too.
Yes.
You're coming out of the winter blues and you're like, everyone's active, and there's even though I work from home, but like there's still an energy out there that you're I gotta get in, into the race. And also all the great media that's coming out, especially in like the Asian space.
Right, beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joyride.
Sympathizer.
I'm excited for Joyride.
Joyride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched this documentary on Netflix called Found, which came out a few years ago, but it still was in my mind. It's about 3 16-year-old Chinese adoptees who go on a quest to find their birth families. Really beautiful. I cried literally through the whole thing. Something about Asian adoptees in America, Korean, Chinese, whatever, just goes right to my heart.
Have you seen Ed Pokropski's one-man show about that? He's a comedian, and he does it a fair amount, so you can catch it as a caveat sometimes. But yeah, he has a one-man show about it. He's a Korean American adoptee, and so it's a whole thing. Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of stuff and just like feeling that energy and being like, I gotta work. Yeah.
Wow. I'm so glad. I don't want to work ever again.
Yeah. I mean, that feeling often comes right after the I gotta work feeling. I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm burnt out.
We were talking about it, and what was I looking at? I was looking at, I think it was for beef, and I was like looking through the IMDb cast list. I was like, I gotta look through this cast list, and I was like, yo, there's so many Asian entertainers and creatives on here. I think I might be in this. I think I'm in this movie. And I was like, if I scrolled down, I was like, oh yeah, I did. I remember that one day I filmed something. Oh, I guess I'm in beef now. No, I'm not in beef, but it's like we know some of the people, and we're like at least tangentially, in a lot of these different things. But it's like, I feel like, there's kind of like an Asian cool people party happening somewhere, and they're all like making stuff, and they like forgot to text me about it. That's what I feel sometimes.
No, it's right here.
It's right here.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like the Asian creative community, especially on the East Coast, is so small.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
And
true.
it's one of you have those moments all the time where you're like, oh, you know so and so, you know so and so, and I'm in like the documentary space, and it's like an even smaller subset, and just like everybody knows everybody. But it's also inspiring too, because like you see everyone out here doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I am afraid that like, because there's like American-born Chinese, there's sympathize we just said, and I'm like, yo, I need to move or something because this window's gonna close. I always feel
There is
I
that fear, scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
I got it. I have it.
They're gonna be sick of us soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
A24
That
is
feeling
gonna
is
be
real.
like,
Yeah.
we need to get into Puerto Rican content.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. Fuck this Asian shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
And I can't say whether it's like, you shouldn't have that mentality, but it's also like, we don't know. Like,
Exactly.
that could actually happen. This could be a
know.
wave, and then,
And we're back to I don't know. What
what were we doing before?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing.
Whatever James
Back
Hong
to
was
being
doing.
side
Yeah.
characters.
Just do it.
I met
yeah.
James Hong.
You did?
Yeah, I did
Really?
a video with him for
shit.
CNN. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How
What
was
was
it?
he like?
He was he's very energetic. He was 89 at the time, so I guess this was a couple years ago. But still, he was just like out here. My James Hong story is, we were driving around LA. We were going to like the Chinatown to go film some stuff with him. And I was in like this right lane where there were like some bumps. And he was like, hey, can you move over? It's bumpy back here. And I was like, yes, Mr. Hong. So James Hong was complaining about my driving in the backseat of the car.
That's a great badge.
But he was a great sport for the video, and
That's awesome.
yeah, what a legend.
And still working. Oh man.
He'll be working
Icon.
after even the once the window closes.
Yes.
Yeah,
He'll be the
so
last
he'll
one left.
still
He'll be the last
Yeah.
one still working. He'll
Yeah.
be in Big Trouble in Little China 5.
Yeah. When he's 120.
Yeah.
Just like,
Exactly. Still racking it up.
Yeah.
Getting the residuals. Damn. And I'm just back at whatever Amazon headquarters. So that's good. How about, and then Charlene, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I feel like my Asian is adjacent to Dave's Asian, is that I was a proud Asian this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
We love to see it.
Hashtag Asian pride.
Yeah, I've just been really psyched, like just everything that we've been talking about and getting stoked about beef. We released a new episode last week of Golden Hour featuring this artist named No Boy, which was super inspiring. And part of why I'm so excited to be doing this podcast is just seeing all the different types of Asian creatives out there that also do music. Partly why I started it was because I grew up in white ass Arizona and I was like playing my Michelle Branch songs.
Yes.
And she's a quarter Asian.
Yeah.
But at the time I didn't know it. She's
Oh.
a quarter Indonesian.
Her
Yeah.
No
grandmother's
wonder
from
I
Indonesia.
liked her.
Exactly. I know.
There's
And-
something about this girl.
yeah. And I think I gravitated towards her because she vaguely looked like me and like was a singer-songwriter who like wrote her own stuff. And I just didn't see anyone out there who like gave me the confidence to do what I wanted to do. I'm like going through this reckoning right now in my guitar playing, writing my new record, where I'm like thinking about the types of styles that informed my initial guitar playing. And I'm like, it's a little unsettling and also, illuminating to realize that so many of my guitar heroes are white men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Mike Eisinger from Incubus and Jeff Buckley and like all these folks that, I are undeniable visionaries.
Yeah.
And also like, what does my voice sound like independent of that? And how does my experience as a femme woman and listening to other female voices inform whatever this new period is?
Okay. But wait, so how? So go back to the proud Asian.
Yeah.
You're
Yes,
proud
yes.
about-
Yeah.
So I'm proud because I love this community that we've built with this podcast, and I'm stoked about beef. I'm stoked about all the music that I've been seeing in our communities and in LA, and just wanting to build. I'm also a new actor, and connecting with my other Asians in the acting community has been really inspiring and like a force for like just uplifting each other and continuing to like talk about what we're working on and like just like thinking about what comes next. And so I feel like it's an exciting time, and I'm also trying to avoid the scarcity mindset of like
it's happening,
thinking that I'm missing the window. It's easy to do because we've never seen this before.
No.
So of course we're going to be like, this it's gonna
even
go
just
away
talking to
second.
like, again, like, you know, we're like what, 2005 Asians, right? But it's like like even, you know, we're not that old. We're like, you know, both in our mid 30s, but like we remember a time when you didn't see any of this stuff in the media, whether it was music, you know, film,
there's
TV,
no
whatever.
There's no way in 2005 Beef would come out.
No.
Oh my God, no.
There's no way Ali Wong wasn't around.
Yeah.
Stephen Yeun wasn't around.
You could count the like Asian things on one hand.
Yeah,
it was like Joy Luck Club and like
that story. Exactly. it would have to be a story like Joy Luck Club.
Right.
You have to build the vocabulary starting with A, B, C.
Yeah.
Before you get to Beef, which is
why Beef. I won't spoil anything because I finished it, and some people in this room and on the podcast and listening have not finished it. But you know, there is something very special about it in that it feels like the first prestige series that's Asian American. Like they really haven't, you know, we've had like shows like obviously Margaret Cho's show back in the 90s then Fresh Off the Boat. But like this one feels like real, where you get into some real shit. And you really get to see these people as complicated, fucked up people.
Messy,
I like it because, and this is something I've said from the beginning of the podcast, I like stuff, I want to have stuff where it's Asian American, not just Asians in America, which is totally fine, you know, talk about our immigrant stories, talk about, you know, that
like
kind of
Pachinko
thing.
felt like that. Pachinko was in the same camp as Joy Luck Club,
right?
Like intergenerational immigrant stories. But this one, Beef feels special, in that it allows itself to be weird and funny and like doesn't just sit in that trauma, you know, and it's like there is there,
right, but there's more.
There's more to it than that.
Plus we're all in it, apparently.
We all
apparently,
have
Scroll down, scroll down far enough.
You get a credit. You get a credit. We all did this together.
Representation.
Not even second unit, fifth unit. The way back, we're just doing the accounting. It's that. Yeah, I mean, actually, Charlene, I couldn't make it to your comedy show. I was really sad about it. But you know, you're starting this other thing. You know, being a comedian and actor. First of all, why?
Are you sure?
Great question.
What's going on? And I mean, I want to know about the show. Like, what's going? I mean, it's cool that you went from. Obviously, you have stagecraft and experience doing that, but like, you went right into doing like a one-person show. Right?
I laugh because I tell people I really didn't need to be creative with this show because I just needed to tell the truth. My mom is an outrageous, larger than life person, and the material writes itself. I have a note doc in my phone that I've had for years writing, and it's called Crazy Things Mom Has Done.
Yes.
And it's like, 1, made me Photoshop her face into pictures of glorious Chinese empresses. 2,
What?
commission.
I love that.
Yes.
Sorry, very quickly. I can't tell from your name. Are you Chinese?
I am Chinese. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm 100% Chinese. My parents divorced when I was 3, and I was actually I was legally adopted by my stepfather, whose name is Marty Kaye.
Okay.
And he's a Russian Jew from Brooklyn.
Got it.
Yeah. And so when his grandfather emigrated to New York and came to Ellis Island, his name was Kozlovsky. And so he told the border agent his name, and the border agent was like, "That's too long. Your name is Kaye." And he just spelled it out phonetically.
Fucking Americans.
Well, I'm actually interested. This is something I've always wanted to ask you. As your name being something that, like, I assumed it was like some Asian subset, maybe in like Western China or something. So when I learned that it was actually like a white, like, immigrant name, was really interesting. And I'm half white, half Chinese. But a lot of people assume that I'm full because my last name is a Chinese name. So all people who've known me for years be like, wait, you're half. Whereas like, you know, half people who, you know, their dad is white, which is the more common in America. You know, if their last name is like, you know, Williams,
right?
You know, there's a certain sort of assumption that people make purely based on your name.
Totally.
So I'm wondering if you've had any experience with that, or if that's even factored in to your life ever.
Actually, not really, because I present as East Asian, and so I've actually never been asked if I'm Hapa, and the people that ask about Kaye are, Asian friends of mine and like community people who are just curious because it's not a very common name. And it is literally a name that was like made up when they needed an alternative to like a super long, confusing Russian name.
I was like, it's monosyllabic. It must be Asian, right? Like,
I thought it was just a cool stage name.
That's what I thought too.
That's what people say too. And I think it's because it's kind of like, I don't know. It
is cool.
It sounds cool. It's like, oh, my name's Charlene Kaye. It's like, I don't know. Who's that? I don't know. I can't remember.
Prince.
Yeah. Haha.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so
rebrand myself as Prince.
Yeah.
So you got a crazy mom. She wants you to Photoshop her face onto empresses.
Yeah. I don't fully understand the reason behind it, but I respect it.
There's a lot to unpack. And really what ended up happening was, so I've been a musician for my entire life. I toured all through my 20s and early 30s. I still write music. It's always going to be a part of me. And one of the gifts of the pandemic was that I just kind of had this idea. I happened to see that there was a Zoom intensive for an acting class. And I was just like, you know what? This feels like a very low stakes entryway to this medium. And to be honest, I talk about this all the time, but I think I've always been an actor and I've always wanted to act and be like a musical not a musical theater person, but I've been musical and I've loved theater, but I never saw anyone who looked like me doing what I wanted to do. And so I really didn't think that it was a possibility, especially because the culture around me living in Arizona again was so like incredibly white. And, I'm sure you guys can relate as other millennials. All we saw was like long duck dong and like these stereotypes. And I remember distinctly loving Harry Potter and like, I was like talking to a classmate of mine and I was like, wouldn't it be great if I could play Hermione one day? And she was like, no, you're going to play Cho Chang.
Oh,
fucking Cho Chang.
And I was like, I don't even like Cho Chang. She cries all the time. Big loser.
She does suck. She totally sucks.
She does suck.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
But in that moment, I was like, I don't. And Leanne and I, my sister, we both had the exact same experience, which is that we auditioned for our elementary school production of Peter Pan.
Oh.
We both auditioned to be Wendy and we both got cast as an Indian.
Oh.
I didn't know about that. Holy shit.
That's so classic.
That's
like
amazing.
at different times in that same school.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So, like the messaging
There it
was
is, yeah.
all
It's right
around
there.
us.
Right.
Oh,
And
100%.
Yeah.
there was just I just didn't think that it was something that someone who looked like me did. And,
Yeah.
and when I was in college, like all my best friends were theater people and like I just gravitated towards like outsized characters and like funny people and stuff like that. And that's another stereotype. Like Asians aren't funny. Like Asians have one facial expression and like horribly racist stuff that I've heard my whole life. And it was only when I started taking this class and found my current teacher, who I think is such a powerful mentor for me, that I started to explore all these like aspects of myself that were always there, but just never had a reason to be expressed in this medium. And I think I gravitated towards songwriting because it felt like a little bit more. I do feel this way, that music is, you can create a persona for yourself, and it's vulnerable, but it's also hiding in some way. And you control the narrative.
You can build your own world.
Exactly.
Where you can be the main character.
Yeah. And I love that aspect of it too, because I love world building. Like I love that I can wear like this white wig in my last album cycle and like feel like I'm this cult leader and like act like I'm more powerful than I am. And I'm noticing that with acting, you're using yourself as your instrument, and you're an actor as well. So
no, I'm not, but yes.
I thought I'm gonna say that you are.
Okay.
Because you were in Beef.
Oh, yes, that's right. Fifth unit. Yeah. I played a rock. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike keeps forgetting.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Hey, rock was a big role in everything.
You're right. I
Exactly.
went out for that. Yeah, I went out for that rock.
And
They were looking for something.
Real stoner.
Understudy for the rock. Yeah. Not that rock.
Yeah, they were like, they were looking for something more sedentary.
Yeah.
They're going in a different direction.
Okay, but I hear you. Yeah, so you're acting and you're using your body, you're using yourself. You are the conduit.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because actor friends of mine who are transitioning over into music are like, I don't know how you do it. It's so vulnerable. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. It's like so vulnerable.
Yeah.
And and I love both because they're just different ways of storytelling.
Right. Different vulnerabilities.
And with the thing that happened with Tiger Daughter was I had a friend who was an actor in
Your comedy show.
Tiger Daughter is the name of my show. And I had a friend who was in my first acting class. That was like, I'm curating a series of works in progress at Ars Nova. Do you have anything that you're like working on that you might want to showcase? And it was the perfect high pressure situation for me to be like, I gotta finish this. Cause I'd always had an idea of like doing a comedy show about my mom and just talking about our relationship throughout the years and how like tumultuous and just inherently comedic it's been. She grew up very poor in a family of 8 in Singapore. And she never had the resources to be the outsized person that she is. And I think that had she been given the resources, she would have also been a performer. And she has this knack. She's a singer. She has this knack for entertainment and
She's very charismatic.
She's just like unforgettable, and Dave can attest to that as well.
It was great seeing her show because as someone who's known her for 10, 15 years, like I have seen these like text messages from Charlene being like, oh, look at what my mom did today.
Yeah.
So I've seen it all, and to watch her all put it together in a show has been like, and like get other people's reactions who like don't know her mom.
Yeah.
has been great.
It's fun because I feel even if you don't know, even if your mom wasn't a kind of like a out there person, everybody kind of feels that they're, like in retrospect, like I think of my mom as not being that out there, but the stuff you've said, I'm like, I totally buy that an Asian mom would do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have like, I feel all sorts of stuff that they haven't even tapped into, like the shit that my mom says that people always say like, my mom's very funny. She's very, they're always surprised about how good her English is. That's like a big thing.
Yeah.
But they like that bites people in the ass because they think they can talk to her in a certain way, and like my mom gets what they're saying and will come back with something even more clever to say, right? So it's like this weird thing where there's a lot to mine. I feel there. So even though it's called Tiger Mother, your mom wasn't like a tiger mom, was she?
It's called Tiger Daughter.
Excuse me.
Because it's playing at this idea of the tiger mom who put every instrument in my hands when I was young and really wanted me to succeed in that space purely for the image of like being well-rounded so that I could apply to colleges. But God forbid I ever would want to be a professional musician. And so it talks about how I did go on to be a professional musician and just ended up disappointing her at every turn.
I see.
And a lot of it is because I show my ass and like I'm vulgar on stage, or like I have a video where I'm like grinding on some guy or something, and so she like hates anything that's vulgar or sexual. And
why can't you just be a good Chinese empress?
Exactly. And she grew up Christian, and so there's my defecting from like that power structure and stuff. And then I talk about this one pivotal event in my mom's life where she's 14. She entered herself into this talent competition in Singapore called Talent Time. And it's a nationwide televised competition where the person who wins gets a fat check and is hooked up with a manager and an agent. And it was kind of like America's Got Talent, where you're like, if you win, you're like on the fast track to fame.
Oh, shit.
And my mother got runner up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Brutal.
Damn. Sometimes runner-up is the best position, but it doesn't sound like in this case.
Yeah, and so my sister and I always talk about like what would have happened if mom won. Like maybe she would have been like the Asian Beyonce, and I would be like a nepo baby that's like benefiting off of her. But because that didn't happen,
and you know who won first place? Michelle Yeoh.
Exactly.
Crazy. What would have happened?
I know.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Wow, that's so cool.
See?
Can
only be one.
Yeah.
The scarcity is there, even in Singapore. There can only be one.
Mike starts spiraling for the next 5 minutes.
I'm going back to being a rock. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. How's the acting journey been?
Yeah.
I'm at the beginning of my acting journey, and I'm in a program that ends in June. And I got to say, like, doing this show has been so interesting because someone came up to me and they were like, that was one of the best pieces of theater I've ever seen. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even think this was like a theater.
Yeah.
I always
format.
saw it as like a one-woman show. Because
Yeah,
you
I
get
don't really know
emotional
what to
in it.
call
It's
it,
not
like-
like just bits, you're not.
Yeah, it's not
It's
quite
funny, but
stand-up
it's-
comedy.
Yeah.
There's a PowerPoint element to it because I show
love
text
that.
messages
Yeah, a lot
that
of
my
visual
that my
jokes.
mom and
Yeah,
I
nice.
have exchanged over the years. I show the photos that I've photoshopped of her.
That's awesome.
I show
What did your mom think
of the show.
of the show?
I'm gonna sit down with her next time I see her, and we're gonna watch it together.
She hadn't.
you
she hasn't watched.
She
it.
hasn't seen the live stream yet. I kind of wanted her to experience it for the first time, but I've talked about everything that I talk about in the show. I talk about this experience with her where I talk about times that I've hurt her too.
Yeah.
There's a moment in the show, without giving too much away, where I sampled her saying something really hurtful to me in one of my songs, and public humiliation to Asian moms is like the worst thing that you can possibly do.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's sort of like, I didn't want to roast her in a way that was hurtful. I wanted it to be a love letter to her, and talking about how, despite everything, like we'll always have this connection, and also because we're so similar.
Yeah.
We're both musicians. We're both we both love to like entertain and like make a show, and like we're artists.
Yeah.
She's an artist, and unfortunately, because she's an immigrant, she didn't have the resources to do everything that she wanted to do, and she didn't get the chance to express herself. And so in many ways she's like a child that's like wanting to be seen and understood.
Yeah.
So she kind of loves that I've made this show about her, because she was like, I called her after the show and she's like, how many people knew of me?
Yes.
So I was like,
I got a lot more Instagram followers.
oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, have you talked to Young Me Mayor about this?
Not yet, but I've listened to their podcast, and I know we have so many mutual friends. We're all like 1 degree away from each other.
I know.
Yeah. And you know, her mom like features a lot in the comedy as well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's hard not to.
and it's like a lot of well, I don't know, like what you said. It's like, and it's not antagonistic, but it is definitely, you know, she calls her out on a lot of stuff, and she kind of says, you know, this is what happened to me because of my mom. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, I'm drawing some parallels there, but like, yeah, I think it'd be interesting to compare notes with her.
Would love to.
Yeah. Wow.
We gotta heal our trauma through laughter. You know?
Yeah, wow. There is no healing. There's only the bit.
But yeah.
There's only the
bits.
bits.
There's nothing.
There's only the undying need for validation from strangers at all times.
Yeah.
Is that not what you're doing, Mike? Or?
And it's exactly what I'm doing. That is so, you just, oh my God. I'm glad I'm not on shrooms and you told me that. You had said that to me.
It's okay. We'll get a Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah. I would definitely get Vietnamese coffee. What time is it? 1:20? I can get one.
You're crazy. You're freaking crazy.
Listen, I'm going to be up until 5
Yeah,
a.m.
you're insane.
Writing
I'm
bits.
just gonna get
Writing
raw
healing the
condensed milk.
I'm going to call my mom. Be like, this is for you. That's amazing, man. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Can't wait to see what happens next. We'll see all each other in a few years on the set of
Beef too.
Chicken.
Beef Chicken.
Beef Chicken.
Chicken.
Pork.
Chicken sausage.
Chicken sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prosciutto.
yeah, that's the direct to DVD version, the one that that didn't get the funding.
Yeah, she didn't get the funding.
We're gonna all
I wrote it.
I wrote it. I'm Stephen Young.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
You start
It's like a motorbike accident.
Yeah, yeah, it's just really bad. It's well, I'm very glad that you guys are came on the show. I'd love to hang out some more.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
2005 Asians are here.
Yeah.
Jimmy
G-Star
was
Rock.
like in 6th grade
Represent.
or something, so I don't know if you can. How old were you in 2005?
I graduated 8th grade. I'm a class of 05 middle school grad.
I'm riding around in a fixed gear bicycle with a deep V-neck American Apparel T-shirt, and you're in 8th grade.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, what high school am I going to go to?
And I'm like, you guys heard about PBR? It's pretty cool.
Just discovered it.
Yeah. I'm more of a High Life guy.
Do people still drink it? Now I'm afraid to order that.
Miller High Life?
No, or like even PBRs, I guess.
I know people,
do you, man?
Yeah.
If you like it.
People drink PBR still.
I needed that external validation.
Yeah,
Everything.
live your 2005
Yeah.
best.
How about this? What are people who are wearing Jenny's pants drinking?
Yeah,
Do you
what
need to see
is
my
the beer?
pants?
Yeah.
Do you want me to stand up?
Probably LaCroix hibiscus.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are awesome. I want them.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I feel the people who are wearing this are like, oh, we're not drinking anymore. We're doing mocktails.
Oh
We're
my
doing
God.
whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the people are going to be, I'm California sober.
Oh fuck.
Which
What
means
is
you're high.
California
Just
sober?
weed.
Yeah.
But you don't drink.
It's not high. It's not sober at all. I don't know
Yeah.
what.
California
like,
sober, which means they're like on psychedelics. Or
Yeah,
weed.
everything
I
else
just
except
don't.
alcohol.
Yeah, they're like,
Sounds like me.
alcohol kills. Yeah.
But I'm a California. I'm in a California virgin,
Yeah.
which means just threesomes. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting double rammed, then it's not anything. Okay. Anyways, that's been the podcast. It's been a lot of fun. I'm so
Strong
glad.
finish.
I'm so glad that you guys are around. I can't wait to see you around in the scene.
Yes.
On the set of Beef 2. It's going to be great.
Chicken.
Unit. Move up to Unit 4. And where can our fans find you and your work?
I'm on Instagram at Charlene Kaye.
I'm on Instagram at Dave_Yim, and you can follow the podcast at Golden Hour Pod. You can also subscribe on all the podcast platforms. Golden Hour with Charlene Kaye. It's all about musicians and creativity and Asian people.
Wow.
Tune in.
Amazing. You can always find the podcast on Instagram at Asian Not Asian Pod, and find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
And I'm at Jenny Arimoto.
And come check out Hack City. Are you have another date for another show? Or you have
Not
set that
now,
up?
but
Okay.
I'm trying to do it in LA. I'll probably do it in New York before the end of the year, so I'll let you know.
Nice. Yeah, dude.
We are planning another Golden Hour Fest date TBD.
Oh, yes,
we had
that's
two
right.
last year. It was an all Asian lineup of comedy,
Oh, nice.
music, drag.
And Chun did it last time too.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so we might do
Emiya
one.
did the first one.
Oh, we love Emmy.
Yeah. So we might try to do another one of those in New York and maybe one in LA. But
Wow,
I guess
bi-coastal.
watch this
That's
space.
the dream. That's the dream.
Yeah. We're
Wow.
trying to make it
We're
happen.
hustling Asians.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
want to do stuff in LA.
We'll do a tour. We're gonna do a little thing.
Yeah, what is it just here in LA?
No, it'll be. I want to do one.
San Francisco.
DC, and someplace in Texas, where the Asians have congregated and our listeners are.
Yeah.
We're in Texas.
Houston.
Houston.
Wow, I didn't
It's
know that.
the Viets.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Texas.
And maybe the
Asian.
Toronto.
Here you go. You're just trying to corner me into having coffee again.
Look under your
Yes.
seat.
Yeah.
No! And then so Jenny wakes up.
Yeah.
She's like, it's just a dream.
It's a dream, thank God.
But then she looks down. She has a denim jacket on.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No. PBR in hand.
No! Dave comes out of the bathroom. Hey! Oh! This is the best. All right. Well, this dream is over now.
Yeah.
We love you, and we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.